Hey Boothangs, Lavanya Tryon here, author, life strategy counselor, but most importantly, fellow journeyer. And this year, I am so excited to bring you the 12 Days of Singlemas. What is that? This is for the next 12 days, I will be posting a video encouraging you through this holiday season. I will be discussing different things that we as singles face, different tips, different strategies, and how to survive these holidays as well with family, with friends, or even if you're spending the holiday alone. So each day I want you to check back for a different video that will help you along this journey as singles, as well as some exciting tips and tidbits that I'll be dropping along the way. I also will be giving some different goodies. I will be giving out some books, sending out some personal calls. I will be giving away some free products starting in the next year. So I definitely want you to check back each day and just get encouraged. Each video will be about 10 minutes or so because I just want to get in there really quickly, talk about the topic, and then let's move on. So let's get started with day one. On the first day of singleness, my Boothang gave to me one table for one. What does that look like? So a table for one. Today we're going to talk about tips and strategies for eating out alone. And this is such a key or vital situation. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because as singles, sometimes we feel nervous or afraid or whatever that is to actually go out by ourselves, right? But I want you to know that it is completely fine and okay and actually acceptable to go out by yourself. So I want to give you 5 tips on how to go out by yourself and to do it in such a way that you feel really good about it. So I have my notes here. So topic one or tip one is walk in with confidence. This is the time I remember when I used to walk in and I used to like look around or not be confident in what I was doing. So it looked like I was waiting on someone else, right? Well, no, the party starts when I show up. So walk in with confidence. Walk in boldly into the establishment, into the restaurant, into the event by yourself, confidently, like I am here, I am whole, I am enough, and I am showing up, and I don't need someone else with me to validate my existence in this place. So that's tip number 1, walk in with confidence. Tip number 2, don't pretend that you're something or you're someone that you're not. So what I used to do as well, and these are all tips I can give you because I did these things as well, is that I used to, you know how you walk through a crowd and you pretend like you're on the phone, or you pretend that someone's calling you, or you're texting, or you pretend that you're waiting on someone and they didn't show up, which is actually even worse, right? Like that I actually I'd prefer to be thought of as being stood up as opposed to saying that I took myself out. That's awkward, but that's what I did. So, don't pretend. Walk in confidently, say table for one for Lavanya, and be bold enough in that discovery and in that time frame. So don't pretend, don't fidget with your phone or look down or pretend that you're waiting on someone else, but walk in with confidence is tip 1. Number 2 is don't pretend. So I am there, I am here, I'm showing up as a table for one, and this is what I'm doing. I'm taking myself on a dinner. And I promise if you have that response, then you're gonna get back that same energy. So tip number 3, this is something that I did as well. Like when I would, depending on what time of day it was, like if it was a lunch date or if it was like I'm sitting at Starbucks or whatever that is. Starbucks is kind of assumed, or one of those coffee shops, it's okay to be there by yourself. But what I would do sometimes is I would take a book with me, or I would take work with me, or I would take, something a project that I was working on. So I took myself out to lunch or to dinner, but I also like spent time just reading a book, or spent time like, if I was playing a game, or I had some kind of, a document that I was working on. So take something to entertain yourself while you're on that outing as well. So you don't have to, if it's like a work outing or a work date or quote unquote for yourself, then I took a book and I read books, and I just sat there for hours in a coffee shop and just read a book. And it was just so fun and so rewarding. So that change of scenery, sometimes the things that we could do at home, like I could sit at home and read a book, definitely. But going out into a coffee shop or going to a lunch date by myself to read that book, it was just so much more refreshing. And then number 4, enjoy time with yourself. So if this is a dinner as opposed to like a work date or a work kind of outing, and you know you have things that you want to get done, or you're trying to read a book or whatever the case may be, but make sure and enjoy time with yourself. So it's very hard to say or to want time with someone else, or want someone else to say what I will and what I won't do in a relationship when you don't really know yourself, right? So take time enjoying yourself. How long does it take you to order from a menu? What kind of things do you like? What kind of things don't you like? So that way next time you're going to a restaurant or you're going out on a date, you know, you kind of know, you have a feel for, these are things that I like, these are things that I don't like, these are this is the kinds of restaurants that I like, right? Trying new places. The worst thing is to go on a first date, and that's going to be actually one of our days, is we're going to talk about tips for a first date. But that's one of the worst things to do, is to go on a date to a new restaurant and something not agree with you, right? So trying out new places is also important as well. So enjoy spending time with yourself. Spend time, just loving on yourself, just telling yourself how much you appreciate yourself, what you're grateful for as well. The things that you would ask a question on a first date, like answer those questions about yourself on that date. Like, what are my 5-year goals? What are my 3 years goals? What are the things that I enjoy doing? Like, making sure that you are sure on those answers. You can do that on a date by yourself. So that way, when you're asked these questions on the next day, you actually know the answers and you don't have to fumble, but it also just gives you the opportunity to get to know yourself. And then your last tip is dress up, makeup, fresh haircut, clean your car out, go get your nails done. Whatever you would do for a future boo, go do it for yourself. So I'm talking about perfume, I'm talking about jewelry, whatever that is that you would do for someone else when you would go on a date with them. Do that for yourself. Show up for yourself in that way. Walk into that restaurant with confidence, with your head held high, not pretending like you're waiting on someone else, with your whatever it is that you want to bring with you. If you want to bring something like a book or something along those lines, or just a journal that you want to journal in, or if you just want to sit, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy being catered to, or the most expensive thing on the menu, because you deserve it, boo. And treat yourself to dinner, to dessert, to an appetizer, to a glass of wine if you drink, to Arnold Palmer if you don't, whatever that looks like. I know I don't drink personally, not that I see anything wrong with it, I just don't do it. And so I like to look like I'm a grown up. So I order virgin drinks all the time because I love the way they look, right? So that's okay to do those kind of things. The things that you would do on a date with someone else, make sure that you realize that you're worthy of those things. And the reason that you know you're worthy of those things, because you're willing to do them for yourself. Be willing to do the things for yourself that you're expecting from a mate. So I wanted to share that as the first day of Singlemas. This is tips for a table of one. I hope to see you back tomorrow for more tips. Remember, this is Lavanya Tryon, author and life strategy counselor. Singleness is your status, but loneliness is your choice. No one has to do life alone. So make sure you get connected, get plugged into my Facebook community, get plugged into a community of friends and family that you can have genuine connection with, true companionship, and that you can get accountable with. I love y'all so much. I'll see you tomorrow.